Doesn't need to make any. Please introduce
I'll
yourself.
introduce myself. Yeah, I'm not very audience conscious, so we're always ready to talk about myself. About it. So my name is Aleksandra. I come from the Education USA office, which is located within American Councils for International Education. We are an American organization, directly supported by US State Department, and we are actually a network of over 450 organizations in 170 countries and so on and so on. And we actually work on supporting young people from the countries where we are located in getting to study in the United States. Very simple. Our definition is that we provide accurate, comprehensive, and current information, but basically that means we work as advisors and we help people who want to study in the United States to do that. What people want to study in the United States, I don't care. I mean, I can help anybody, any field, any level of education, anything. So it's up to students to decide what they want to do. Today I was asked by Kenan Zekic, professor, to prepare a presentation on graduate studies in the United States with the emphasis on design, architecture, and multimedia. So first of all, I want to deeply apologize to you guys because of my complete ignorance of these fields. And you will see why I'm saying this in my presentation, probably. I just want to make sure that you know my point of view. My point of view is that all of this is art. All of this is some kind of art. And you will see in my presentation why I say this. Maybe I'm on the right track, maybe I'm completely wrong, but you'll be able to tell me. And please, if you have any questions at any moment, just let me know. I mean, just ask, say something, whatever, I'm here. So, first of all, the question would be why to study in the United States at all? Very, very simple. First of all, choice. You have over 1,000 universities that offer some kind of graduate programs, whether it's master's or PhD. You have about over 300,000 international graduate students there. So a lot of people from all around the world go to do graduate programs in the United States. Also, you have quality. The thing is that, for example, when I was preparing this presentation, I went to Google. Yeah, Google is my best friend, to see like the best programs in design, multimedia, and architecture in the world. And there were like 20 programs listed. I think 15 of which were in the United States, which says a lot. Also flexibility. When you study in the United States, you have the freedom to design your own course of study. So apart from like taking the courses that are required, you can take some other courses. You can do a self-study course, or you can do whatever you want and how you want it. You have opportunity to do a lot of practical research or practice in the field, to do different internships that count towards your degree and so on. Also the people that you meet. I mean, you're quite diverse and multicultural group here in iOS, but in the United States you will meet people from honestly all over the world. And also that those people can help you in the future careers. So a lot of people, headhunters actually go to universities to meet students that then they kind of hunt, to work in their companies or the companies that they are hunting for. Am I? Okay. Also, I mean, a lot of people really get the best out of them in the United States, because the universities are made in such a way to promote you, to push you. For you, even if you're communicative, you will have the best communication skills in the world after you finish school there. If you are in, like, if you want to advance, they will have you do such challenges that you will actually be able to do whatever you want once you finish their schools. And I'm not just saying this because I'm saying this. Been there, done that. That's why I'm saying this. I mean, I was always talkative, but after being in the United States, studying there, I think I can have a presentation to all the chiefs of states in the world, and I wouldn't be bashful or anything else. So, and I think my communication skills in general are fine. Can I study in the United States? People ask me that, okay, people go there and study, can I do it? Yes, if you want to, basically. This is the number behind me, the number of Bosnian students that studied in the United States last academic year. And I have to say it's quite low. For example, people from Serbia, 1,028 students from Serbia studied in the United States from the last academic year. Why such a difference? I don't know. Are people in Bosnia self-conscious? Are they
patriots?
Well, you can go study and come back, like I did, you know. It has nothing to do with patriotism.
Finance?
Well, do you think Serbia is better financially than we do? We are?
Students.
Yeah. I don't know what is happening, but the thing is, we are very low in numbers, and we have the same opportunities as our neighboring countries. We have to change that. This is some kind of chart that you can see. I mean, Bosnian students going to the United States, and American students coming to Bosnia. For what reason, I don't know, but they're coming more and more every year. Yes, so there is the student mobility. When I talk about graduate studies, first question is, what is graduate study? So you have masters, you have PhD programs. A lot of time people ask me, how long will my master last? I don't know. Depends on the program, on your specific university. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years. And then they ask me how much would my PhD program last? I don't know. Depends on how fast you go. You can do it in 3 years, you can do it in 5. And I know people who didn't do it in 10 because they were very lazy with writing their thesis. They were writing their thesis for 6 years, for example. I mean, it's not university's fault, it's individual fault, right? So what is actually better for you? And I know this might sound strange. Why am I asking you what might be better for you? Because obviously you need to finish a master's to go to PhD. Well, you don't actually. Not in the United States, not for all programs. There are some programs in the United States that you can actually enroll to PhD before you do masters. In those cases, your PhD would last 5 years, that's for sure, because they will include master's component within PhD. But from the day one, you would be considered as PhD candidates. So you don't have to finish masters to go to PhD. You just have to study longer for PhD, basically. So which one is better for you? So basically in master program you get more practice, it's more professional, and those are for the people who want to work in their field in a highly professional level. So basically you learn your craft more specifically. PhD is for people who want to research, who want to, for example, teach in universities, who want, see, I told you so. So for people who want to do more theoretical work, and funding is more available at PhD level. So what are you supposed to do when you want to go to the United States to study, right? So, and this is where my ignorance comes to play. I apologize again. So when Professor Zakic told me design, I was like, okay, design. There are computer graphics design programs in the United States. There are graphic design programs. There are other types of design, like fashion, textile, interior design, right? For me, it's all art, because me and design, yeah, exactly, never met. Two opposite parts of the world. I mean, I know that there's a lot of them, so I want to try to find specific master programs. For example, Master of Fine Arts in Graphic Design. Is this something that you do?
Yes.
Okay, whew, good. So you can do a specific master in History of Decorative Arts and Design. It's Decorative Arts and Design. You can do a master in Design Informatics. That's a specific master. So I went and found online a university that has this master within their arts and architecture college. So you have design management programs, you have Master of Science in Web Design and Technology, and so on and so on. So what I'm trying to say here, even if you're sticking with one general field like graphic design or computer graphics or whatever, you have many specific masters that can be similar, but they're not the same at all. So if you're studying now, I don't know, if you study now web design or graphic design at the moment, it doesn't mean that you have to continue and do masters in graphic design. It's a general field. It's really general field. You can go and narrow your selection to something quite specific. Like, for example, one of these masters that I put here. As regarding multimedia and communications, you have a lot of also different specific masters. And the thing is, multimedia and communications is very, how will I say this? It's relatively new. So it hasn't been there since Jesus, so it's relatively new. And it's very intertwined. So you will have a lot of interesting and specific masters and PhD programs. I was just looking for masters when I was doing this. Specific, and they're kind of intertwined with graphic design or with communication or with architecture or so on. So for example, what I found, Master of Science in Integrated Marketing Communications. I don't know what that is. Yes?
It has something to do with visual communication.
Yes, majority of this, they have overlapping courses.
Exactly.
And like 50 to 60% are the same, but this narrowing stuff, like Aleksandra mentioned, is going to take you to the next step of PhD or something like that. But all of that is related to your actual working practice. So this is that's going to be combined with the working practice. So, but I think what's the point that you can ask, you can search for type of focusing yourself and asking for scholarship in this type of
Yes.
things. And I think you will tell us more about requirements
Oh yes.
to get it.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Please do.
No, I'm just, yeah. I mean, this is just to let you know that you can actually really pick and choose what you want to study in the United States. Like, you can find very obscure masters, and you can find very general masters programs or any kind of. So this is the same with architecture. Do you know that and this is something that was very interesting for me, very interesting. Landscape architecture in the United States, it's considered to be within architecture. In Bosnia, is included within the faculty of forestry.
Yeah.
So I don't get this. I don't understand. But I mean, that's why I wanted to put it here. The way of thinking is different, and that actually might be very interesting for you. And for example, within architecture, within Masters of Architecture, they offer actually Masters of Urban Sustainability, of geodesign, architectural conservation. So you can actually do regular Masters in architecture, but you can do many other similar connected things. So you're doing this research. What will you use to help you with the research? First of all, you can use our center, Education Youth Advising Center, and internet, of course, to help you find these graduate schools. The best two websites ever for researching graduate programs are these two. So gradschools.com and petersons.com, the ever best graduate websites. When you're researching the schools, what you have to ask yourself, is the program strong? So you don't care if the college is strong, if the university is strong, but you're interested if the program is strong. So some universities, I mean, they have a lot of programs. Some are better than the others, and that's why I'm saying, is funding available? That's a burning question for people in Bosnia. Are there any practical opportunities? Is there something that can help you, basically, when you finish that master's, to actually get a job? So is practice available? What are the admission requirements? And will you be able to meet people who will later in the future be able to help you with your career? So
May I interrupt?
yes.
Instead of breaking down and listening to, can you send us this presentation so I can distribute it to students?
Of course, I can.
So please don't write, just listen, you're going to have it
here.
sent in your mails. So it will be immediately available after the class. Just relax and listen.
So define your. Thank you.
Don't
Yeah,
panic.
but just one thing that is not on the presentation, and I would really like you to have. Just take a picture of this banner because it's our Facebook fan page is there.
Okay.
So somebody would really, when you're actually researching your study in the United States, people will actually ask you to think about your criteria. What do you want? So this is something that is basically that you can think about. So nobody will tell you. So if you want to study graphic design, you have to go to Minnesota to this university because there's nothing else. There is so much more. And that's why you are asked to think about these things, from competitiveness, admission requirements, to professional accreditation, research facilities, and so on. I want to go back to competitiveness because that's something that people don't think ever or rarely. You, as contrast to Bosnia, you will never apply to one university when you go to study in the United States, when you're applying to study in the United States. One, big mistake. How many? Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. 5 is some minimum. Why? Because you want to increase your chances, right? You want to, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, you want to make sure that if one does not accept you, second does not accept you, third one accepts you but they don't give you sufficient financial aid, fourth accepts you the same, fifth accepts you and gives you the full aid. So you have from one range to the other range. You can also negotiate always. If you, for example, if you like number 4, but they didn't give you sufficient aid, you can call them and tell them, I really, really like your school. I really want to study at your school, but you're not giving me sufficient financial aid. But this number 5, they offered me that much money. Can you match the offer? And that's something you can actually do with American universities, which is try to do it here. And also people don't always think about competitiveness because, just to give you an example, Harvard received 36,000 applications last academic year. Around 36, more or less, a few hundred. They accepted around 2,500 people. What's their admission rate? 6%? What is your chance to be admitted there? Low. But for example, if you have a university that will accept 40% of all applicants, or 50%, or 30%, you have much higher chances. And that's why I also do 5, at least 5, because you do one dream school, which may be something like along the lines like Harvard, with very low percentage. You do some reach school somewhere that you can actually be admitted with your grades and everything, and some safety schools that are basically, they have a higher admission rate, they have good programs, and you would be happy to go there if none of the above works for you. You understand what I'm talking about? Good. What is very important when you think about going to the United States is who are you going to work with? Your professor, start counting. Your professor is the most important element of your graduate study. Which professor? The professor who will be your mentor, probably. And often I say to people, although those websites are very good at websites, but sometimes it's even more important to choose a professor even before you choose a school. How to do that? Why to do that? Just quickly gonna tell you how, and why is gonna come later. How to do that? First of all, if you probably have your textbooks now that you use in your study. If some of the writers are, for example, Americans, and you like that textbook, go online, find that person, see if he or she is a professor at some American university, and then see, what he or she is teaching. You find your professor first. Second of all, if you had any guests here, some professors from American universities, if you read some article, if you saw some exhibition, if you heard of somebody's name, that he's a prominent person, teacher or researcher or whatever in that, designer in that field, just, get in touch with them, learn about them, see where they work, because that person will be the most important person for you in your future study. And also it is very important to start communicate with these professors before you go before even you apply to the United States. What is usually necessary and required for this application process? So basically, we think about that you researched your schools, you went to website, you found your professors, you know where you want to apply, and now step 2 is to complete your application. The most usual requirements for American universities are the following: application forms, something that you have to complete, right? That it can be found on the university's website. Your CV, and I should have put here CV/portfolios, because most of you have that, they need that, and are building that at the moment. Your transcripts from your current studies. To answer the question before it's asked, usually if American universities require that you have some kind of GPA, for admission it's usually around 3 or 2.5, 3 out of 4. You have to do standardized tests, which are I think I have that later. Yes, certification of finances, that's to show how much money you have or don't have. Statement of purpose and recommendations. So, how would some semi-perfect plan look like to do all these things, transcripts and so on and so on? April to August, read, research, select schools and programs. So do this thinking part. September to December, take GRE, TOEFL, write essays, get transcripts, recommendations, fill applications, finish your application, and send it by January 1st. I say January 1st because it's a usual deadline for American universities. It's not fixed. Some schools have later deadlines, some have like deadlines before, but that's some most usual deadline. We have here a website that actually is our Education USA main website. It is actually showing this process that I put in just like 2-3 lines, showing this process in very detailed way. So you can go in and check that out. So what are these universities looking for, and where they can see it? So they're looking for, apart from the obvious, what they've written, test scores, grades, and so on, they're looking for motivation, focus, and goals. They want to know what keeps you running, basically. They want to see your academic ability, that you will be able to start and finish that master's or PhD program a couple years later. They're also looking for different communication skills, that you will be able to present your work and yourself and your university at the best possible level. And many, many other skills that make you, like you, special individual. Where they can see that? They can see that in your statements of purpose. They can see that in your letters of recommendation. So that's those two things are the only things where people can see that, where American universities can see that. As regarding, let's just go back quickly. As regarding, as regarding the statement of purpose, that's something that you have to write to explain your motivation, your focus, your goals, your relevance to the university. Letters of recommendation written by your professors. It's always good to have good relations with your professors. Be nice to them. And also, it's always good to have 2 or 3 different professors who will write different things about you. For example, one professor can write about how good you are in his or her class, how you do your homework in time, how you're reliable, and so on. The other professor can write about, and if he or she knows, if you were working with the professor on some project, how you're a team worker, how you're independent thinker, how you're organizer of the project or internship or whatever. So some curriculum, but also curricular activity. Something different than just academics and school.
May I just add,
Yes.
Aleksandra, please? Actually, this does not apply only to students. I myself was applying the same procedure a year ago, 2 years ago, and actually that letter qualified me for the interview and what happened. I did not pass. I was good, but I did not pass. But that never mind. But letter is putting you through.
Yes.
Aleksandra, maybe you can tell them that this was the process for junior staff at faculties like assistants and assistant professors. So the same procedure is for you and for me. But think about the details, Aleksandra.
Yeah, I was just in Birch the other day, and a whole day I had an hour to talk about statements of purpose. And before that, I was invited to a conference of teachers where I talked about recommendations also for an hour. So those are topics very broad, and we don't have much more time, so I'm just gonna skip that for now because I have some other important things to tell you. So, finance your education. That's step 3. This actually kind of starts with step 1. Step 3 and step 1 are in a way together. Why? Because first of all, and please remember this, when you're looking for universities, look only for ones that can give you money. Because I have a lot of times people, they call me and they tell me, I've been accepted to this school, to this university, but now I have to pay. How can you help me? I'm an advisor, I'm not a miracle worker. I mean, I cannot help you. If you were contacted me like a year ago when you started researching the schools, I would have told you don't apply there. They don't have money, they won't give you money. So, first of all, to be able to succeed, to get funding, apply to where funding is available. Logical when you think of it. Number 2, demonstrate the relevance of your proposal, of what you want to study, to your professors, that you will get to that. What are the best financial aid sources, actually, in the United States for graduate study? Fellowships or tuition scholarships, on-campus jobs, internships, co-op programs, residence programs. Just a second. Gdje mi onaj drugi? Čekaj. Aha, evo ga, tu. Sorry. I thought the most important thing, I skipped it, I didn't put it. So, these are very good things to have to pay you for your education. Resident housing assistant, you get hired by university office, you live in a campus building, you're in charge of 2 or 3 floors of undergraduate students, you're like their a big brother. If they need something, they turn to you and so on. You resolve their problems and so on. In turn, you have free housing, you have some salary, and you have free meals at the university. You have also different co-op programs, so you can work on or off campus full time. You get money for that, internships and so on. But the best thing for financial aid sources are assistantships. What are the assistantships? Well, we all know who assistants are, right? So that's it, basically. You get to be an assistant at American University. You have teaching assistants, research, and graduate assistants. There are some small differences between those positions, but still you are employed by the university in academic sense. So you don't work in a cafeteria. In academic sense, you're employed by a university where you study. American universities do the following. They relieve you from paying tuition, and they give you salary for your work. If you don't have to pay them anything, and if you receive salary, then your education is free, right? I mean, it makes sense. With your salary, you pay for your rent and living expenses, and this is the best thing out there, completely. So, why such a fuss about professors, and what this has to do with funding assistantships? To make it now all clear. First of all, we have to understand the application process in the United States, how this application works. So we know how application works from our sense. We collect this, send. Okay. I'm university, I received your application. I have 3 ways in which I can process your application. 1, centralized. It's basically one office in the entire school who reads through applications and decides whether I'm going to admit you or not. I'm the one. It's out there. It's out there. A lot of universities do that, but actually this number kind of changed in the past few years. This is an old pie. You have decentralized and you have collaborative. In decentralized and collaborative ways of reviewing the applications, parts of the application stay within the central office, or none of it stays within the central office, but it goes to specific departments where you're applying. In your case, Department of Fine Arts probably, or Department of Architecture and Fine Arts. It goes there. Professors who work there, because they don't have anybody else, right? Professors who work there go through your applications. So primary staff members, academic dean, admission, and so on. They go through applications and see, okay, these are good for me, these are not good for me. These are good for our department, these are not good for our departments. So they themselves go through your applications and read. That is why, who makes decisions about graduate support? Who makes decisions about money that you receive? Again, a lot of times people who are working in departments, people who are professors, or people who professors can influence, unfortunately, or fortunately for you. So that's why professors are so important. They are the ones who control assistantships. They're the ones who will say, out of these admitted students, I want this one to be my assistant. That's why it is important to go back. I don't know how many slides back, that you communicate with the university before you apply. That's why it's important to know who the professors are, to even mention them in your statement of purpose by name. Also, what is very well recommended is that before you actually apply, so you found this John Wayne professor who works at this and that university, you found him in your textbooks, you went online, you researched that guy, you emailed him and said, "Dear Professor Wayne, I would like to congratulate you in the latest article issued in blah 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 about this and this. I really agree with your opinion that this is really changing, and the modern world is, it's sucking up." And you have to do it. You have to have meaningful academic conversation with these professors. Why? Because you prepared this letter, you sent this letter to the professor, you started correspondence, you didn't. And what do you think? When the time of decision comes, who will he rather be accepted as his assistant? Somebody he already knows and talks with, and he knows that this person is familiar with his work, familiar with his research, or somebody that he heard about for the first time in his life at that moment? Think about it. I don't know. Examples. I want to show you some examples of some schools that have programs that you are interested in, might be interested in, and I want to show you what those schools require for the admission, and what they deadlines and so on are. So, first of all, Savannah College of Art and Design. It offers a whole bunch of different master programs in illustration, industrial design, interactive design, game development, interior design, photography, sequential art, architecture, advertising, animation, whatever, I don't know. I have their booklets here, so just read about them. So for example, for them, you're gonna keep that with you. I'm not gonna take it back to my office. Listen to me, don't read it now, come on. So for them, you have to have their completed application fee that can be waived, but it doesn't matter. they require TOEFL of 85. With this, I'm going to stop quickly, and I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes, but you have to check with the schools. Sometimes schools do not require TOEFL from people whose previous study was in English. So you might not even need to take it at all. Just check it, check with the school, do you have to take it or not? If you have to take it, 85 is very low, I mean, they don't require much. 2 letters of recommendation, statement of purpose, your portfolio, audition or writing submission, CV, and GRE for some programs and optional interview. Deadline is they're very different. You have to check with a specific program. I didn't have time to find it. And they offer some scholarships. For example, this university does not offer teaching assistantships, but they offer different scholarships. So you want to check with them what types of scholarships you can apply for, and how many different scholarships, and how much that can cover your cost of education. Also, a very well-known school, Berkeley. I mean, well-known school. They also offer different master's program in architecture, urban design, city planning. That's mostly for these architecture people. Also, they ask for very low TOEFL, if at all. 3 recommendation letters. So you saw the previous school was 2. This one is 3. Also, statement of purpose, CV, optional review. Deadline is the first half of December. Financial aid, they offer fellowship. So see, different universities offer different things, have different requirements. That is why it's important for you to know exactly where you want to apply, so you can actually prepare that for yourself. Rochester Institute of Technology, visual communication design, industrial design, imaging arts, photography and related media. Photography and related media is one thing, right? I don't know what that is, don't ask me. Again, a little bit different requirements, but actually in the sense the same. TOEFL is a bit different. Letters of recommendations, again, 2. GRE might be required and so on. But for example, this school offers assistantships, different kind of financial aid, or graduate scholarships. They offer different. So where did I find this? On those websites, gradschools.com and petersons.com. Very, very simple.
Again, please.
It's going to be on the presentations, and you will all get the presentation. So it's already written here, don't worry. Also, what I want to tell you, and what I want to invite you to, is our college fair. Because I want you to get to know American universities. I want you to come to the fair, to talk with the universities, to be able, we'll actually have a list. I'm going to make it very simple. At the entrance, you're going to have a lot of printed lists of questions you can ask the universities. So if you don't know what to ask them, just take this list and go, okay, I'm going to ask SCAD this, I'm going to ask Berkeley that, because both SCAD and Berkeley will be at the fair. Yes, I know. I know. When I was preparing this presentation, I went to the list of the universities that are coming to the fair, and I went to see what their strengths are. And then I saw that at least 2 schools, and there are some more, but these 2 schools are really, really, really strong in design and architecture. And that's why I put in here the examples to make you come. Yes. And this is the information about the fair. It's on 26th of March. It's going to be Wednesday, so in the middle of the working week, but it's late in the evening, in the afternoon. So I think you can make it.
That's great, yeah, because if you have classes until 4 or 5, that's great.
You can come by 9. And one more thing.
Till 6 then.
Free food. Is there some free food?
No, but there are some possible prices. Listen to this. If you go to our Facebook site, you will see the first pinned post. is that we are actually looking for people to pre-register to come to the fair. So you go on an Eventbrite web link, pre-register, and then when you actually come to you can print out your ticket. It's like a ticket. You print out your ticket. You actually come to the fair, bring that ticket with you, put it in a box, and we at the end of the fair at 8:45 going to do a drawing of prizes, with some of the prizes being TOEFL book, GRE book, SAT book, and so on. So you may get, well, it's a first step to a scholarship. It's a first step to a scholarship. And also, one more thing I want to tell you, and I'm very serious about it. After the fair is passed, we will start in April, around April 1st, with our college clubs. There are going to be 2 college clubs, one for undergraduate and the other one for graduate students, where we're going to form a group of students who are working on applying to American schools. And we are going to work together. So basically, whether it's 2 of you and 2 for some other school and so on, a lot of things are the same. If you have to prepare for GRE, you all have to prepare for GRE. I mean, it's the same requirements. If you're gonna, if you need to write a statement of purpose, I mean, different letters definitely, but very similar in their essence. So we're going to have at least bi-monthly, no, two meetings per month, at least. We're going to work together on these things, group advisings. And the thing is, people who join the college clubs and are very regular in their coming and participating can apply for opportunity funds. Okay, to overload. College clubs, opportunity funds, okay, what are you talking about? So college clubs is a club where people want to join and participate in order to, help them through their application process. What is that opportunity grant fund? Opportunity fund is a grant actually given to our organization by American Embassy. It's meant for people who would like to go to the United States, but can actually afford to pay TOEFL $180, GRE $150, translation of documents, whatever they need to pay. I mean, they no. So, members of the college club will be able to apply for opportunity programs to cover that cost. So we pay for you. If you're interested, if not, well, what can I do? Be following our Facebook page, because we'll publish dates of starting college club on the page. For everything else, whatever information you need about selection of the programs, about financial aid, how to write personal statement, how to do whatever, you can contact me. Again, my name is Aleksandra, for the ones who are not here from the beginning. Whatever you want to do, contact me. The best way to contact me is by email. And I'm saying this because sometimes in April we're gonna move our office. So if you're gonna contact me after May 15th, you'll probably be in a different address with a different phone number. And that's why, email always stays the same, thanks God, and whoever invented email. Yeah, that's my contact info, Facebook or email. That's the best way to contact me anytime, anywhere. Have questions? Yes.
I'm thinking regarding the sports scholarship. I don't know how much you know about it, but I'm also an athlete and I was placed third last year in spring. So, but I plan to apply for scholarship for athletes, but I would rather choose this variant as a graphic designer. So, is it somehow possible to pursue sports career with this scholarship without
Yes and no, and yes and no. For that answer, we will need to sit down and really discuss it. It is possible to continue doing sports in college, but it's not possible, for example, for graduate study, not likely, actually, not likely. I'm not going to say not possible, everything is possible in the States, but not likely if you will receive scholarship for sports at the graduate level. Scholarships for sports are usually reserved for undergraduate level. But you can continue like
Yeah,
doing
that's what I'm
sports.
interested in, yeah.
Yes.
Those deadlines for application are somehow in the middle of our study, December, January, February.
So you're worried that you're not going to have your transcripts
Yes,
for
the final semester.
You don't need to.
Okay.
You don't need to. Basically, a lot of, they know.
Uh-huh.
They know. But you have to have your diploma and your final transcript. Once you're admitted and you go to the United States, you have to take it.
Okay. That's
Okay, that's not an issue. I also have some things here. The thing is, I also heard that Carnegie Mellon is a great university for different design programs. So I just brought here this, whatever this is, graduate program at the University of Arts, museum communications, art education. I don't know. I brought some things which I had in my office, so just take a look at it. Come to the fair. Jeste vi slikali?
Ovo, ja sam ovo.
Ne, onaj, slikali event.
Event,
Hoće dobiti slike?
Naravno.
Da, ne slikamo onda.
Ništa se neće.
You can visit
Eto,
our
to je.
Facebook page.
Yes. Okay. Go online on our Facebook, register for the event, come to the college fair, and then we can actually, start working on something, whatever you want. Eto, to je, to ja sam gotovo. Sam da prebacim. I just have on the transfer.